One Kansas City suburb just landed a $4 billion investment, creating 4,000 new jobs. In Missouri's fastest growing city, it added nearly 5% population in just the past year. With numbers like that, it's clear these Kansas City suburbs are set to explode in 2026. And if you want to get in early, pay attention. What I'm about to show you could be the difference between buying before the boom or paying peak prices after everyone else catches on. Everyone's busy talking about the same old suburbs, but two spots in Kansas City Metro are quietly breaking records. And trust me, these aren't sleepy bedroom towns. Their growth is on another level. First up, Spring Hill, Kansas. The population today is about 10,750, and you know what? It's growing 5.17% a year, the fastest in the metro. Since 2020, it's up 32%, and that's not steady growth, that's an explosion. The people moving here, they're not cutting corners. Median household income is about $108,000 there, and these are families with spending power. Housing prices here sit at $424,000, with prices up about 1% year over year. That may look low, but remember, population growth usually pushes up prices 12 to 18 months later. Spring Hill's spot in Johnson County adds even more strength. Spring Hill High School ranks in Kansas's top 20, according to the U.S. News. But the real fuel here is the Panasonic plant. Jobs are pulling people in, and that makes this surge sustainable. Now, let's move up north to Parkville, Missouri, the high-income engine. With a population of 9,782 this year, the city is growing close to 5% a year. That means it jumped 30% in just 5 years. The key detail here, median household income is over $170,000, the highest of all the growth markets. And with less than 2% of people below the poverty line, this is pure luxury growth. Add it to the historic charm and quick access to KCI Airport, and you see now why buyers are paying attention. The housing market tells the same story. Median price is about $590,000 and values are climbing 2.4% a year. High-end buyers already see the value here. There's a $4 billion project between these two communities that's about to change the entire Western Metro. I'll tell you about it, but first, you might be wondering how I know all this. I spend hours digging into these exclusive neighborhoods so you don't have to drive all over KC trying to find the right spot. If you're finding this helpful, go ahead and hit the subscribe button right now. Make sure you're subscribed so you get the full inside scoop on KC's best-known neighborhoods and, of course, the ones on the rise. All right, big news. One massive project is reshaping Kansas City's economy. It's the biggest private investment in Kansas history, and it's already changing entire communities. DeSoto landed the Panasonic deal, a $4 billion EV battery plant that's bringing 4,000 direct jobs and about 8,000 total. The impact is $2.5 billion a year, and at 4.7 million square feet, it's the largest EV battery plant in the entire world. On top of that, there's $248 million going into roads, water, and sewer. That's $84 million for new roads, $55 million for water, and $43 million for sewer upgrades. We're not just talking about one factory here. The whole area is being rebuilt to handle big growth. Now, while this project is massive, it's not the only growth story of the metro. Two other communities are taking a very different path. Instead of absorbing brand new growth, they're reinvesting hundreds of millions of dollars to hold on to their lead. And in a minute, I'll show you which cities they are. The location makes it even bigger. It's inside Astra Enterprise Park, the old Sunflower Army ammunition site. There's room to grow, and when 4,000 new workers show up, they all need homes. Housing demand is about to skyrocket, and jobs are just the start. The ripple effect spreads across the metro. Commuters move into nearby suburbs, suppliers and vendors set up shop, even the new roads and utilities help the whole region, not just here. So here's the timeline you need to know. The plant opens later this year and hits full staffing in 2026. That means housing demand peaks right now through next year, and buyers who move early will get the best gains. We're already seeing it. Spring Hill's growth is tied to Panasonic commuters. Liberty and Kearney are catching demand at different price points. The whole west side of the metro is turning into an economic hub. Now, you might ask, will this last? The answer is yes. EV batteries are the future of cars. Federal policy backs electric vehicles through 2035 and beyond. Panasonic's $4 billion bet shows that they believe in long-term demand, and this is only one growth driver. Wait until you see the Missouri city that's breaking state records for population growth, outpacing every other city in Missouri with numbers that will shock you. This area is breaking records. Growth here has pushed it ahead of every other city in the state, and it's not a quick spike. The state has verified these numbers. That city is Raymore, Missouri. Annual growth rate, almost 5%. The population went from 23,000 in 2020 to over 25,000 by mid-2024. That's more than 2,000 new people in under 4 years. Median household income sits at around $105,000, so this isn't cheap growth either. Families moving in have strong buying power. Location helps too. Raymore's in the Cass County, inside the KC Metro, but the big driver is direct access to I-49. That highway fuels industry and logistics jobs, and you'll see the same theme play out again and again in two more spots later in the video, but with a twist most people don't expect. The right highways and connections can completely change how a community grows. Raymore also has an edge when it comes to affordability, because the median home price here sits around $350,000, up about 4% from last year. That's right in line with the average metro price here and actually better than Spring Hill. But the biggest difference is that with that early low entry price, buyers can actually get in. So the city planned ahead for this growth. Their Blueprint 2045 map lays it out. Instead of the messy expansion that strains schools and roads, Raymor's focused on managed growth that protects quality of life while still allowing the city to expand. That makes it safer for investors, and the location advantage goes even further. I-49 links to I-70, I-35, and I-29, and that puts Raymor right in the middle of the Midwest shipping routes. Logistics companies love that. The data proves this isn't slowing down. Cass County jobs are growing, and that pushes housing demand higher. More companies are moving to the Kelsea area, which brings in families. Younger professionals are buying homes too, which keeps demand strong for at least the next 5 years. Raymor's record growth isn't just hype. State reports confirm it leads Missouri cities in growth, and census numbers back it up. This is official, real growth, not a marketing spin. And while Raymor's surge is huge, it's not the only story. Next, we'll look at how the Northland is shifting from bedroom communities into economic powerhouses thanks to a $74 million investment that's changing the entire region. That's a real transformation, and what used to be bedroom suburbs are turning into their own economic hub. And it's a totally different kind of growth than we've seen before. What's the big driver? The Northland Workforce Development Center. It's a $74 million training facility with $37 million from the state, $25 million from Kansas City, and it's 145,000 square feet. It's focused on advanced manufacturing, healthcare, and logistics. Groundbreaking was this past August, and that matters because it builds a pipeline of skilled workers, and that's what companies look for when they move. If the talent's already here, the risk goes down, and that makes the Northland way more competitive with established industrial areas. Here's the part that'll surprise you though. Other suburbs are spending more than $200 million on huge infrastructure upgrades to protect their lead. But the Northland, it's playing a different game, building a workforce first. Liberty's the anchor here. The population is about 31,000, growing slowly at 0.61% a year. Median household income is about $95,500. The Route 291 project is making connections stronger across the region, and as the county seat, Liberty already has the infrastructure in place. That means it can handle growth without the same headaches newer areas get. Median home price is about $325,000, up 2% year over year, and that kind of stability pulls in families and long-term buyers. Then there's Kearney. The population is almost 11,450 and growing at 1.77% a year. It sits right on the I-35 corridor, just 25 minutes from downtown Kelsea. Plus, a $44 million school district improvement plan is backing up that growth. Transportation is key here. I-35 connects straight to downtown, the airport, and Midwest distribution hubs. So commuters get the best of both worlds. City jobs and suburban life. But the real difference is this. The Workforce Center creates jobs right here. Less commuting, advanced manufacturing matches the business growth we're seeing. Healthcare training matches an aging population, and timing is everything. The center opens next year. Corporations usually follow 18 to 24 months later, which means early buyers could see real appreciation before the big corporate announcements drive prices higher. Most people only talk about suburban growth, but there's one piece almost everyone misses. And up next, I'll show you the urban revival wildcard backed by city planning and budget dollars that's setting up for a major comeback. While everyone's talking about the suburbs, one historic Kelsea neighborhood is gearing up for a big comeback, and this is backed by real city plans and budget dollars. The spot is Strawberry Hill in KCK, or Kansas City, Kansas. It has deep European roots and sits in Wyandotte County, home to about 165,000 people. The median income here is $60,582, lower than the suburbs, which means plenty of room to grow. The city has a clear plan though. Plan KCK was adopted 2 years ago. The Kansas City Design Center did a study that spring, focused on reconnecting the riverfront. The location here is a huge plus. It connects to the West Bottoms and sits between downtown KCK and downtown Kelsea, Missouri. You get access to both sides of the metro without paying downtown prices. And the riverfront reconnection project, that's a game changer for the neighborhood. It also helps that buying costs are significantly lower. That creates an opportunity for early buyers. Plus, the neighborhood association is active in pushing for upgrades. The pitch is simple. Public plans reduce risk. Historic charm makes it unique. And job centers nearby keep demand strong. The best part is that this is still early. Prices haven't caught up yet, and what makes this different from typical urban speculation? Proof. The plans are real, the money's committed, and the transit connections are in place. And we've seen how this can play out. River Market and Crossroads both skyrocketed after similar projects. Strawberry Hill has the same setup, but with a cheaper entry, which means more upside. Now, it's not risk-free. Urban revivals take time, budgets can shift, and demand for city living goes up and down. But here's the thing most people miss. Urban revival draws a totally different crowd than the suburbs. Young professionals, empty nesters, creatives, they want history, walkability, and character. That diversity gives the market strength that suburbs can't match. And after looking at growth areas and overlooked opportunities, it's time to turn to the suburbs that are already in the lead. Next, I'll show you how these communities are making $200+ million bets to protect their future and lock in their edge. Not all growth comes from new spots, though. Some of Kelsey's most established suburbs are doubling down with big investments to stay on top. Lenexa, Kansas is leading the way. Its population is just shy of 60,000 and growing at a steady pace, perfectly set up for Panasonic's impact zone benefits. The median household income is $102,344. But here's the real difference. They're rolling out a $208 million capital improvement program running through 2029 to stay ahead. Big projects are already planned. The 83rd Street reconstruction is designed for future Panasonic traffic. The $10 million rebuild of the Ad Astra pool shows that they're investing in quality of life amenities that keep long-term residents happy. This community isn't waiting for problems to pile up. It's planning ahead, building before the pressure hits. Most fast-growing towns wait too long and then scramble. Here, they're staying a step ahead. Lee Summit, Missouri plays a different card: schools and stability. The population is about 106,000, slow growth at less than 1% a year, and median income is nearly $105,000. And the R7 school district, one of the best in Missouri. Families move here for that reason alone. It also has a beautiful historic downtown that draws people in. That gives it a vibe most suburbs can't copy. And their 2026 to 2030 improvement plan keeps quality high. Median home price sits around $386,000 with demand staying strong. And the thing is, families chase the schools, plain and simple. That reputation keeps demand steady even when the economy wobbles. Quality of life is at its most. So what's the big picture? These suburbs are the blue chips of Kelsea real estate. Stable, safe, and still with upside. Infrastructure gets upgraded before it's strained. Big employers are already there, and that's long-term security for homeowners. These suburbs aren't chasing the low prices. They're focused on delivering the most value, and that's how they hold their premium spot while newer areas wrestle with growing pains. Market trends back this up. Panasonic's impact boosts demand in proven suburbs with solid infrastructure. Growth in emerging towns creates move-up buyers for these areas, and regional job growth lifts all quality markets. And timing matters here. Values usually jump 12 to 24 months after big projects are announced. Public money signals confidence. Private investors follow. Buy early and you're set up for the best gains. We've covered 6 different growth patterns happening right now in Kansas City. Each one shows a unique way the city is growing as we head toward 2026. And these aren't guesses, they're backed by population growth, city planning, new jobs, and real investments. If you want to get ahead of this growth, you can't wait until everyone else catches on. Email me at Kelsea@lakewoodhomesandland.com. I'll break down the properties you're looking at and create a plan that protects your budget. I know these markets inside and out, and I've helped tons of families avoid costly mistakes. Summer's always my busiest season, so reach out now before these windows close. And before you go, click the video on your screen. It's all about the hidden costs that can wreck your budget when moving to Kansas City. I'll show you the $10,000 mistake most buyers never see until it's too late. Don't make these mistakes when the solutions are simple. Click now and make your Kansas City move smooth, smart, and affordable. See you later.